Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about classes and objects in Kotlin property delegates. Without further ado, let's have a look at the source code. The code demonstrates the concept of property delegation in Kotlin. Here's a breakdown. Read-write property. This interface defines methods for getting and setting property values. Classes implementing this interface can be used for property delegation. Reflect K property. This class represents a property within the Kotlin reflection system. It provides information about the property such as name and its type. Name Delegate class. This custom class implements read-write property, person, string. It acts as a delegate for the name property of the person's class. Delegate property. The name property in the person's class is delegated to the name delegated instance. This means that whenever you access or modify the name property of person's object, the delegate's value and set values methods are called behind the scenes. Now we proceed to the get value and set value in name delegate. Even though the person's class itself doesn't have these methods, the name delegate class implements them to handle property access. Get value. This method is called when you read the value of the name property. It retrieves the current value stored in the delegate's value variable, initial empty, and it prints a message indicating retrieval. Now, the set value. This method is called when you assign a value to the name property. It updates the delegate's value variable with the new value and assigns the same value to the name property of the person's object. This ensures the property value is reflected in both delegate and the person's class. Now we go to the output. Here's the program achieves the final output. Person 1 calls inherited greet function from person. Student object and student object. S1 introduce calls introduce function specific to student. S1 greet calls the overridden greet function in the students, which first called the inherited greet from a person and then prints the student's name. Now the teacher's object. T1 teacher calls the teach function specific to teacher. This function prints the teacher's name and subject. Calls the student's grade. It turns to overridden grade in students to print the student's name. Calls student introduce to print the student's grade level. Property delegations. Val P2 person Maria creates new person's object. Print ln current name property value. P2 name calls delegates get value method to retrieve the name. P2 name Sophia calls the delegate set value method to update the name and assign it to the person's object's name property. Print ln calls the delegate's get value method again, which now retrieves the updated value Sophia and prints it. In essence, property delegations allow you to define custom logic for assessing and modifying properties in your classes. The name delegate provides an example on how you intercept and potentially manipulate property access in a controlled manner. So that's all. Thank you for watching.